it could lead to innovation ideas, and it can definitely
Yep,
lead to
yep,
new
yep.
innovations.
That's a very valid point कपाली ने जो यहाँ पे रखा है कि research and methodology. I mean, it comes very late. हमारे PhD में course work में होता है वो भी formality. I mean, that's another thing. Let's not touch into that thing. That should be starting right from the. Ashutosh, just wait. We have to finish all the panel members. Sorry, but we are really having a crunch of time. So that's a very valid point raised by Kapali here. That research methodology की training नहीं है.
Just
Kids
want to
don't know
comment
about.
on the
Yeah.
journal thing. Whenever I get some time, I just want to comment on the journal.
Okay. Wait. Over to Yatin. You have to summarize your points.
Yeah, so basically what I want is what if I am given the chance to write the STEP 2020 what I should do is कि मैं क्या सबसे पहले करूंगा, पॉपुलर साइंस राइटिंग के कोर्सेज हर एक कोर्स में डाल दूंगा. पहला काम तो ये होना चाहिए. दूसरा काम कि जो ओपन एक्सेस साइंस लैब्स बननी चाहिए हर एक स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटीज में, जहां पर ट्रांस डिसिप्लिनरी रिसर्च को प्रमोट करना चाहिए. मैथ्स से स्टूडेंट्स आने चाहिए, फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री. दे शुड अप्लाई देयर आइडियाज एंड गो ऑन विद देयर रिसर्च एंड इनोवेशन. थर्ड थिंग आई वुड लाइक टू एड ऑन इज कि जो हमारे प्रोफेसर्स रिसर्च कर रहे हैं वो अंडर ग्रेजुएट एंड पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट स्टूडेंट्स को भी पता लगनी चाहिए. सो बेसिकली जब कोई प्रोफेसर अपना वो निकालता है कि हम प्रोजेक्ट एसोसिएट हायर कर रहे हैं, जेआरएफ हायर कर रहे हैं या ये कोई हायर कर रहे हैं, उसको प्रॉपर स्टाइपेंड देते हैं. एक पोजीशन टू बी हायर्ड इज द साइंस कम्युनिकेटर. उसको साइंस कम्युनिकेटर हायर करने का भी ग्रांट मिलना चाहिए. ऑडियो विजुअल डॉक्यूमेंटेशन होना चाहिए उसकी रिसर्च का, फ्रॉम शुरू से लेकर जब तक उसका प्रोजेक्ट नहीं खत्म होता तब तक होना चाहिए. बिकॉज दिस इज द ओनली मेथड वी कैन कम्युनिकेट साइंस इन अ बेटर वे टू द स्टूडेंट्स. बिकॉज साइंटिफिक टेम्परामेंट इज दिस इज द ओनली वे बाय व्हिच वी कैन इंक्रीज द साइंटिफिक टेम्परामेंट. दूसरी बात की जो कोई ICMR की.
Okay, we lost Yatin thanks to science and technology. Wait. Before everybody says anything. So other people also want to come back again. But first of all, let's have the questions which are from the people who have raised their hands. Ekam, can you please come online, Ekam Deep Kaur, and say whatever you want to say? Host, please put Ekam Deep Kaur online.
Good
Yes,
evening
Ekam.
to all.
Good evening.
My name is Ekamdeep Kaur and I'm doing BSc Biotechnology.
Yep.
I'm just going to say that कि apart from the theoretical knowledge, अपने जो teachers हैगे mostly वो syllabus ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਿਲੇਬਸ ਪੂਰਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਮੁਕਾਉਣਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ. ਜੇਕਰ ਉਹੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟੀਕਲਸ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿਲੇਬਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਟੀਚਰਸ ਫਿਰ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟੀਕਲ ਦੇ ਵੱਲ ਵੀ ਉਨਾ ਹੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹਨ ਕਿ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟੀਕਲ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਣਗੇ. So practical knowledge भी is important. ज़्यादा होने चाहिए theory के नालों.
Okay. Thanks, Ekamdeep. Your signal is also breaking. I mean, it's अच्छे तरीके से आवाज नहीं सुनाई दे रही. But we got your point that you want that there should be a lot of emphasis on the practical training. I guess yes. So can we have a comment from Lovepreet Kaur? Lovepreet Kaur, please. Yep.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah. You are very much audible. Yes.
Okay. So I have 2 points, and the very first point is that in order to promote and invest in science and technology, we should teach students that how to make meaning. By make meaning, I mean how they can change the world. The very first thing. And this should be taught at at undergraduate level or at the senior secondary level.
Yes.
All
yes.
right. And their
Very
second point is you have mentioned that the research should be excellent and relative.
Relevant. Yes.
Yes. Relevant. Sorry.
Yes.
So with everything, there is a risk involved, I guess. So we have to invest something. We first have to invest something, and then we can expect result from the students.
Yes.
So these 2 points are the very important points.
Yes.
So there's another thing that we have to jump to the next curve. Jumping to the next curve means that we shouldn't follow the same line. हम वही एक ही पैटर्न फॉलो करी जा रहे हैं सारे. From 10th, from basic education. हमारी कोई ऐसी पॉलिसी होनी चाहिए यहाँ पर हम where anyone can start from anywhere.
Mhm.
So these are 3 points which I would
Okay.
like to
Thank you,
recommend.
Lovepreet. It's for all the insight. Chanpreet Kaur, please come online and say what you want to say.
Hello.
Yes, Chanpreet, we can listen to you. Yes. हाँ जी, बोलिए
Hello,
Chanpreet.
am I audible?
Yes, you are very much audible. Please go ahead with your question.
I would like to say that in case of investing, we are saying that we are having funding problem. I would like to say I've read latest news before 3 to 4 days, in which I had read that government it is given 400 crores to start a new city here in Tarantan. And the thing is, we should not, government should not give to start new universities or build new colleges, but in fact, in spite of that, it should spend whole money in order to the earlier universities better, so that
Very relevant point. Excellent
manpower
point.
can be retained there.
Yes, that's a very valid point, and I'm very thankful
Yes,
that
sir.
somebody picked it up. That this is like
Thank you, sir.
our recurring problem of our system कि हमें जब लगता है कि हमारी यूनिवर्सिटीज खराब होगी तो चलो नई इंस्टीट्यूट्स बना लें, जब वो खराब हो जाती है नहीं यहाँ भी बात नहीं बनी तो एक नए खड़े कर लो, IITs नहीं बात नहीं बनी, ICERs बना लो, CSIR lab बना लो. So this is
Yes,
like a
sir.
recurring problem. We are giving up on our established systems. We are giving up on our universities and everything, and it's a very serious problem. We should not give. Universities are the point which are closest to the society. Society का सबसे ज़्यादा link universities के साथ होता है, and if we lose upon them,
Yes, sir.
if we do not invest them, our society will not be in touch with. Research institutes का direct link कभी भी नहीं होता है society के साथ. It is a university which is in link with the society directly, and giving up on them is not a good idea. So it should be a very key point in our policy. Hema Chibur,
Thank you so much.
please say what you want to say. Yes, Hema, please go ahead. Hema, we are not able to listen to you. Shraddha, can you please come online? Shraddha Midha. Shraddha, please say.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Very good evening to everyone. I would just like to point out, हमने यहाँ पे fundamental और applied research की बात की थी. Coming to the current situation of India, जैसे हमारे पास funds की कमी है, तो we should be more directed towards applied research, so that जो private sectors हैं वो हमारे तरफ खुद की खुद आए. जैसे हमें पता चला है, हरप्रीत सर ने बताया, तो जब हम उनको अट्रैक्ट कर पाएंगे तो हमारी फंडिंग की प्रॉब्लम किसी हद तक सॉल्व हो जाएगी.
Yes.
और फिर हम अपनी फंडामेंटल रिसर्च उसके पैरेलल रन कर सकते हैं.
Yes. That's one of the relevant points. Thank you. And next is Pahul Preet. Pahul, you are already there, so please be very brief.
Yeah, I have 2 points. One is for the theoretical portion के कुछ syllabus हमारे इतने ज़्यादा, we have so much of syllabus जिसमें से कुछ chapters हमारे ऐसे हैं जो हमारी अभी real world में exist ही नहीं करती हैं वो species, and we are studying about it anatomically and morphologically.
Okay.
So the thing is कि अगर practically work करना भी है तो हमारे पास specimens नहीं है उसको देखने के लिए. We don't have slides to see it. So why are we studying about it so deeply? Anatomy भी पढ़ रहे हैं उसकी, morphology भी पढ़ रहे हैं. We don't have those species right now. They are already extinct.
Maybe just because we want to study dinosaurs. I mean, maybe that's the reason. But let's not go into
it should be really very brief in that part.
I know. I understand your point. And
the second point I would like कि funding अगर है भी, it's not a point कि funding हमको नहीं मिल रही. Fundings अगर आ भी रही है तो वो universities level तक ही रह रही है. वो नीचे जो उसके under colleges आ रहे हैं वहाँ पर purely नहीं applicable हो पा रही है. जैसे मैंने पहले बोला था कि for example हमारा college आ रहा है GNDU के अंदर. GNDU has a well equipped and very well maintained laboratories. उसके पास fundings है, fundings हमको भी आ रही है, लेकिन हमको DPT के grant में we had a research project जो out of the syllabus था, but we could not frame it out, we could not even work on it because हमारे पास fermenters ही नहीं थे हमारे labs में. We talked to our teachers and they were like that we'll go to GNDU, but we were not taken, we were not able to do the projects.
So we got your point. So colleges is a starting point, we believe.
Yeah, exactly.
And, we are not paying enough attention on that. Thanks. So last question, comment is by Jaspreet from HMV Jalandhar. Please,
A very good afternoon to all. Good evening, sorry.
Yes.
So I would like to highlight mainly 2 points. The first one is about patenting. There are a number of publications which are being made, and in comparison to them, there are very few patents. In India, the provision of filing the patent is not available everywhere, and mostly people are not aware about the rules and regulations for filing it. So patent filing should be facilitated, and IPR law should be taught as a part of curriculum for master students. Along with this, for the individuals who are involved in the industrial application research or any stuff like this, there should be a facilitation center in every university to patent the research work which is happening in the college, which comes under it. And the
Yes.
second issue I would like to present is, as we are saying that we don't have time to go with the research work because of the study pressure and the busy schedule, then the possible solution to tackle this problem could be either having the whole semester or the whole year dedicated towards research work or internship. Like an
Yes.
individual can have a choice that whether he or she want to go with the internship or research for that particular time. Or the second solution could be, if there is a system, as I think this exists in German universities, that the students have the right to take the semester off in order to
Yep.
go on with the internship for the research work, and then later on continue with the semester. And also, I
Okay.
feel that there is a need to promote the research of the students. Like students should be provided with some kind of credentials or some recognition for the work they are doing. And
I think
after
we
that, there
understand.
was exchange project. There was the thing that we don't have proper funding. If funding is the problem, then the solution for this could be that if we are not able to provide each and every college with the facility to have the high-tech laboratories, then
Yes.
there is the thing that we could have a particular institution in one area, and
Just,
then there
just
could be
please,
some
please be
exchange
brief.
students.
Please, we got your sentiment. We got it. We got your sentiment. Thanks. But we are really running short on time. So thanks for that.
Okay,
And there are many questions in the chat. I really don't think so we can go into all of them, but I found very interesting remark here. Somebody, Jaskrit Madan, he said that I think lack of interest in our nation is one of the biggest problems which make a well-constructed step leads to failure. So maybe we are not nationalistic enough to do this. I mean, this is again political. I mean, I just wanted to pick this. This is a very sometimes we also feel that, I mean, maybe we are just complaining. We are not nationalistic. We are not putting it on the front. The student who are good in innovation and technology, they choose other countries to do their research and innovation instead of our own country. Now the question is, Jaskirat, is it a problem of nationalism or is it a problem of lack of opportunities? Maybe people want to do something, but they are not able to. Like Harpreet said that maybe I want to do research in Punjab, but when I join a university in Punjab for 3 years, I'll be getting 15,600 rupees. How will I make my family survive in that much of money? How will I attract good brains from across the country and across the world to Punjab? That's a very serious problem. So maybe that is why he wants to move out, and that right now he is out. Yeah. So maybe he's not, you can say that he might not be nationalistic enough. That is why he's in Germany, or he wants to do a job over there. But that might be not be the reason. The reason could be some other thing. I mean, people always want to migrate from one place to another place. We have to look into the reasons why they are migrating, not maybe saying that they might not be patriotic. So they might be, but it can be too. So everybody had their comments. Now, Ashutosh, I know everybody wants to chip in one more thing again, but we have almost completed 2 hours of 1.5 hour of discussion. And as I said, it can go infinitely. So I will, in 1 minute, summarize whatever I could get. Then I will say Dr. Pati to say, I mean, give his points in very brief way. Am I audible?
Yes.
मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
Yes.
Yes. And then maybe Dr. Dipinder, we need your inputs. You have listened to so many things and you have been continuously writing thanks to that. And I think you have a lot of points. So I will summarize what I got from out of it. And then other panel members, with the respect of permission of Professor Pati and Dr. Dipinder. And you can again put in some of the points, so we can have a discussion after that. And I would like to thank all the students who are so actively participating, coming up with so good points. We really had some good inputs. Okay, so first point is salaries, investment that everybody raised. Maybe there is not enough funding. Maybe we are not investing a lot of manpower. That is one point which is raised. Second is ethics. we are not spending on ethics. We are not focusing on ethics. Ethics are very very important. हम लोगों को हमेशा पुलिस के डर से रूल फॉलो करना नहीं सिखा सकते. हमें लोगों को बचपन से रूल फॉलो करना बाय डिफॉल्ट सिखाना होगा. सो वी हैव टू फोकस ऑन एथिक्स. वी डोंट हैव टू, हम हर जगह पे चेक पॉइंट लगा के लोगों को इंप्रूव नहीं कर सकते हैं. हमें लोगों के एथिक्स सही करने पड़ेंगे. सो मे बी दैट इज अ वेरी वेरी गुड पॉइंट. Third point is neglecting universities or not giving them enough funds. We are focusing on research institutions. The universities are always lagging in that behind. So we are not, I mean, that's a very serious mistake. Even one of the students also focused on that we are focusing on new institutions. ये नहीं सिस्टम हुआ तो नया खड़ा कर लेते हैं, बट हमारे जो ऑलरेडी एस्टेब्लिश सिस्टम है, वी आर गिविंग अप ऑन दैट, विच इज नॉट गुड. Fourth point was Indian journals. So we are in this vicious cycle of publishing in international journals, getting funding. We are giving them money every way. Publish करने के लिए पैसे देते हैं, फिर उनके जर्नल सब्सक्राइब करने के लिए पैसे देते हैं, एंड रिसर्च भी वही करते हैं जो वो करवाना चाहते हैं. ऑब्वियसली उसमें वही छपेगा जो उनकी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं. And that's a very vicious cycle. We have to break that cycle, that is very very important. Fifth point was motivation. The lack of motivation. We are not able to motivate our younger generation, our bachelor's and master's students to get into science and research and development. Okay, we are not training them appropriately. We are not training them with the soft skills. Sixth point was research methodology. Like the students said that they are not, they never get to know about how to write projects, how to write scientific funding, scientific writing, research methodology hoti kya hai, वो सब क्या है, they are not ever exposed to that. Yatin raised very good points that हम सबसे बड़ी जो प्रॉब्लम कर रहे हैं पॉपुलर साइंस, हम साइंस की पॉपुलराइजेशन पे बिल्कुल भी फोकस नहीं करते हैं. देयर आर नो साइंस कम्युनिकेटर्स. वेरी फ्यू इंस्टीट्यूशंस इन द कंट्रीज हैव साइंस कम्युनिकेटर्स, एंड इट्स अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. यूनिवर्सिटीज शुड हैव अपॉइंटेड साइंस कम्युनिकेटर्स, जो यहाँ पे जो भी रिसर्च हो रही है उसको ग्रास रूट लेवल पे, एकदम रेडियो लेवल पे, अखबारों के लेवल पे, पोस्टर्स के लेवल पे, गांव तक लेके जाए कि हाँ यहाँ पे ये रिसर्च हो रही है और तुम्हारे लिए ऐसे रेलेवेंट है. वो हमारे यहाँ पे मिसिंग है, एंड वी शुड फोकस ऑन दैट. डिसेमिनेशन ऑफ रिसर्च इज नॉट गुड. वी आर नॉट डूइंग इट इन द राइट वे. फोकस ऑन एस्टेब्लिश सिस्टम. 8वां पॉइंट ये आया था कि हमारा जो एस्टेब्लिश सिस्टम्स हैं, जैसे यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं, कॉलेजेस हैं, उन पे हमें फोकस करना चाहिए. कॉलेजेस हमने, आई डोंट नो वेयर वी कैटेगराइज देम नाउ. वी आर ऑलरेडी सेइंग कि यूनिवर्सिटीज में अलग फंडिंग नहीं है, तो कॉलेजेस की तो बात ही छोड़ दो. सो कॉलेजेस आर द वेयर जहां पे हम सारा कुछ इंक्यूबेट करके आगे लेके आ रहे हैं, और हमारे कॉलेजेस में फंडिंग की बहुत बुरे से कमी है. एंड द लास्ट पॉइंट वाज maybe training them for patents, IPR, all those things, which is also missing. So with all these 10 points, I would like now to invite Dr. Pati to summarize it very briefly. Whatever are your points on these things, comments.
Thank you, Binas, and it was indeed a treat to listen to all these young minds.
Dr. Pati, you are not audible, or maybe
No, audible.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible. Yes, yeah.
Yes, thank you, and it was indeed a treat to listen to these young minds. I'm really so impressed with the kind of input they have given. It's hats off to these young students, and there are points which skipped from our mind, but somehow I could collect so many points. But because of the lack of time, I will just take 1.5 minutes maybe. So just to tell you that there are 3 different, if I classify all these points, one is at a system level, one at an institutional level, and one at a personal level, right? So system level, many of you raised some points. Probably, I think Dr. Vinas very nicely summarized that probably there is a communication gap and all. We are not able to communicate to our students, and if it is top to bottom approach, these problems always exist. And that's why in the new policy, it is bottom to top approach. So whatever you say, whatever you suggest, how to build upon that, that is what is the hallmark of this new policy. Secondly, I do not remember ever we had this kind of a discussion for a policy. That's why I find it is so good that we are discussing at least. And this has been realized at every level without discussing with the stakeholder, you cannot make policy. If you make policy, that will simply go to the cold storage. It will be very dormant and it will not be implemented. So that's why it is very, very important. So coming to system level, I think there are many policies which are in place, but somehow it has not gone to the stakeholder. For example, there is a Star College program. Like it is a DBT Star College program. And the basic emphasis of this program is to empower college. So undergraduate college, and Government of India gives lot of funding to colleges under Star College scheme. In fact, last 2 days I was busy because I'm in the task force of this Star College program. And in this under Star College program, any department, computer science, physics, mathematics, any department can participate, and they give huge funding. In crores, they give funding to the colleges. And the emphasis in these programs is to give a lot of, they have to strengthen their practicals, their, invited lectures, minor projects, all these are given a lot of emphasis. And I'm very happy to tell you that most of the colleges have received this Star College program, and a lot of adequate funding have been given. And there are 5 colleges in Punjab which have received Star status, and the funding is almost double in those cases. So adequate funding is given. Second is in MHRD program, there is a startups innovation cells have been created where students participate very actively. And in fact, Guru Nanak Dev University is one of the member of this MHRD program. And any student can just throw their idea, and we are having a cell here. Probably in next 6 months, the visibility will be more. So you know about this activity. We are doing some, some groundwork for this in these days. So that's another program. Third program is a Atal Tinkering program, which is it is implemented at the level of schools and all, just to promote this innovation skill and all among students. Then there is a Aviskar program by Department of Science and Technology. So this program is need to go to our youngster. They should know what is this program so that they can participate in this program. And then the third program is the Inspire program. So this program is again by Department of Science and Technology, where you people can really participate, and you can get fellowship for your research. You can get some grant also. There is a faculty program under Inspire where, those who have done exceptionally well, they can join under this program. This is as far as the system level is concerned. Then at the level of institution, I think I got some feedback from you where we are lacking. We have to think that mentorship, how mentorship can be strengthened, because many students raise this point that there are practicals which is they do not give a lot of emphasis to practicals, and theory they are overburdened with theory courses. And the serious thinking has to go in this direction. What will be the percentage of practical hands-on training or projects? Because these are the students, they really enjoy this kind of thing rather than just overburdening them with theory courses. Then the participation of students in policy making at the level of institution. I think if you have observed in universities now, we invite students to participate in Board of Studies meeting, how the syllabus has to be formulated, what kind of practicals you should have. So it was never been done earlier. So I think gradually we're realizing that should be a bottom to top approach than top to bottom approach. And that's a good sign. And with time, probably our students will be, they will be, they can enter to this system and they will have their own voice in the system, and policy will be formulated based on their own voice. I'm very happy that we are talking about this today, and that at an individual level. What will be done at an individual level? First thing is a mindset, change of mindset. Why I say the change of mindset? Because when I handle so many students, they say that we want to go abroad. So I ask them, why? What is it? Because many science graduates, they want to go abroad. If you ask them why, this is a quality of life is better outside. So I think we have to seriously think what is our intent of going abroad and what we are lacking in our system. So that's a kind of a mindset that. Secondly, many of you raise about belongingness. That's very, very important. Belongingness for your institution, for your organization, for your state, for your country. That is what is important. Why I say it is important? Because just I give an example of Israel. So Israel is a very small country. I visited in a single day from north to south in Israel in a car. So it is a small country, but if you look at the innovation index, it is on top of the world. I mean, why it has happened? Because all these Jews which traveled from different parts of the world, they came to Israel, and there was a strong sense of belongingness for that country. So that is what is required in our system. So whether we have that kind of a belongingness for our country, so there will be problem. I tell you, every country has problem. I mean, they have their own problem. We have our own strength. We have our own weakness. Can we convert our weakness to our strength? Can we convert our adversity to opportunities? These are the things which you have to look. And Jugaad innovation, we tell that comes in from the village. They live in a lot of adversity and all. So there we have to change. Then the third point is self-motivation. Many students come to the university, and when we receive at the level of postgraduate, we find their motivation level is very, very low. And from there to pick up them to a level where they're supposed to be, it is very, very difficult. I think we have to seriously think where it has gone wrong at the school level, at the college level, where it has gone wrong. So we have to very seriously think about that, why there is a lacking of self-motivation. There is a kind of there is a lack of optimism in that. So we have to seriously think. Some of your friends, they mentioned about the colleges, they do not give a lot of emphasis on practicals, the motivation level is low and all. So we have to seriously think on that. And I think overall, what I feel, I get a sense that things can change. If we change, we can change the system. And that is what is the bottom line of this discussion. And government has to know what is your views on this. And probably you have given a lot of points which will really give a kind of boost to this technology. And Dr. Dipinder can also take all these points and convey it in right forum. And you all participate in a very nice way, put forward.
Yeah.
Are really, really praiseworthy. I thank all of you for participating in this program, and I appreciate your engagement, your passion in this panel discussion. I really appreciate this, and thank you all for this wonderful discussion.
Thank you, Dr. Pati. That was really insightful. Now I request Dr. Dipinder to please summarize whatever your views are on the discussion which we just had in as much short time as we can manage, because I think everybody is.
When I talked to Yatin, I said, Yatin, kitna time lagega isko? He said, ma'am, we'll be over in 1.5, sawa ghante mein we'll be over.
Yeah.
And it will be just 20. And look at this, it's been 2.5 hours, and I think we have all the youngsters sitting with us. We glued to the screens to listen to our younger generation. I think lots of good ideas have come up, lots of suggestions, lots of recommendations have come. Of course, I understand lots of challenges which are there, maybe talking of the Indian context, maybe talking of the Punjab context, there have been various. So I will not be repeating the things because I think Dr. Venus has already summarized all the points. Dr. Pratap has actually beautifully laid it in the 3 different verticals, what the different perspectives are. So I have jotted down most of the things, but I think maybe GNDU is also somebody from GNDU is also jotting down, so we can have a brief recommendation. But there are certain points which I would also like to take maybe within 5 minutes or so before we end it up. So this portion which we started with this discussion about the private-public partnership is actually the most important thing we have been talking about. Several people have raised this point. It started not only from the policy of 2013, it is long back, and we are talking of this participation, that is this R&D budget has to come from the private partners. Lots of things are happening and will happen, and of course we understand that 2% stands where it was 7 years back. But then that is where we are. So system is not working. We need to put the mechanism in place, how to get those those private parties or the private industries to the forum. So I can just give you some figures, because when we talk of India, we have just private R&D expenditure which is coming, or the budget is the 40%. And if you see the Chinese counterpart, that is a 70%. So you can see where they are and where we are. So it is not because we are not talking, industry is not talking to us and we are not talking to industry. We at PSCST, we have a consultancy cell and we have a 7,000 industries on board. Every time our engineers are going to the field, understanding their problems, coming out with the project. It is not that industry is not ready to fund. Industry is ready to fund. The only thing is we actually, if we tell them, this is our technology, come and take, they will never take. It is since the inception of the research, since the inception of the technology, we have to sit together with the industry. There has to be a couple of meetings with them. And it is not only the one industry which is there. We have a cluster. If you see Ludhiana, we have MSME, which is into different automation, automotive is there, hand tools is there, textile is there, pharma is there. So they have a lot of their problems. So these are the clusters we can take up and listen to their problems, sit with them, and then only we should be in the right direction for the technology, for the research. Second point, we have, along with the GNDU has been a partner, we started a very innovative concept of innovation industry cluster, which we did it for the secondary agriculture. We have been in touch with 500 industries of Punjab who are in the food processing sector. Our innovation fellows have been visiting them, understanding their problems, and now these clusters, GNDU is a part of that, they are catering to the problems, and this is supported by BIRAC, DBT Government of India, a very wonderful project. So with new ideas and mechanisms, we can solve many things. There has been another thing which has come out is about there were 4 or 5 people who talked about that there has to be interdisciplinary. Even Harpreet said, I really like the concept what Harpreet put in, because what is that we as a scientist, we can do science, we can do research, but when it comes to the prototype development, we cannot do that. We need to have the partners on board. Like very rightly he said, then they have some engineering board is there, which is taking care of all those prototype problems which scientists cannot do. I would also like to tell over here, even in the CSIR institutions also, the scientist work is only to give the science, and it is their other division of the engineers which take up the prototype thing. Patents, we talked about the patents, very relevant things have come up. So we need to actually educate our youngsters how to do the patenting part, prior art search, how to apply, and also for the grant writing. So we have a patent information center and technology innovation support center at PSCST. Any kind of we can host 1 or 2 workshops for GNDU whenever it is required, but it's a very, very good recommendation. Common infrastructure, very rightly said by somebody that why are we investing so much in a research infrastructure? After all, it's a Government of India money which is coming from the different departments. So we need to put all our infrastructure at place, and that is under Mission Innovate. We are thinking on these lines. We are going to have a very shortly Innovate Central Punjab, where we are asking all universities to be on board with us, tell us about what equipments they have, what infrastructure we can have together it is not going to be at one place. It has to be at the different place. We can have a mobile app for that, and we can tell the researcher or industry or the student that such kind of equipment is available in this university. You can approach so and so, this much will be the charges for this much hour or something. So we are already working on that. Skill development, we talked about skill development, a very important thing. Only thing is when we are talking of skill development, we also have to take in consideration the MSME and the industry. Because जो लोग यूनिवर्सिटी से बाहर निकल रहे हैं, very very low employability. Why? जो कोर्सेज पढ़ाए जा रहे हैं वो नहीं टीच करते कि अगर आपको इंडस्ट्री ने उठाना है तो आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा. That is why industry is not picking up. So वो स्किल डेवलपमेंट कोर्सेज आपको इंडस्ट्री के साथ बैठ के बनाने पड़ेंगे. ये हमारा बच्चा है, अगर हम उसको 6 महीना 1 साल में करते हैं तो क्या आप इसको लोगे? जब इंडस्ट्री will come on board, then there will be employability. So that is another point which needs to be taken up. Yes. Mission Popular Science, very good, Yatin. Yes, science communicators must be there. We always forget that. Until unless what science you are doing, if you do not have its dissemination, popularization, it is of no use. You need to have, this is what we are doing in the council. We have a mission popularization Punjab. Under with this, we are doing this whole gamut of things.
All right.
Dr. Pati already told about the Atal innovation. I'll just take one more minute, Venus. After that, I'm over. It has actually also, made me very, very energetic. I had lots of points, but I don't want to make them. Just a last point. We are talking of publications. Somebody said that we are paying, but the journals in which you are getting your research published by paying is not a good journal. We have lot other journals where you have a good quality who do not ask for the money. And another thing, from the patent grant, now we have to move to the patent commercialization. Instead of IPS cells, we should be having a technology transfer offices or the technology transfer cells. So it has been a very, very enthusiastic session. I have completely enjoyed lots of things. Like you said, but I expect more will come from GNDU. I will be. And I'm really thankful to GNDU, Science Talks, and the members who have been associated with this for making this wonderful, wonderful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Binder. Thanks a lot. I'm sure everybody wants to say so many more things. Like Ashutosh is really, really looking forward. I mean, I interrupted him many times, but yeah, I mean,
I can make one point. If somebody wants to mail me something, so I can, my email can be actually displayed to everyone, or I can share it with you. So anybody whosoever wants to give the comments, they can also give it on my mail, or maybe to Dr. Patti also, he can forward it to me.
So you can write it in the chat box to everyone, and that will be available to everyone. Okay. So if you can type it in the chat box. So with that, I think I would now invite Dr. Bindya to finally summarize this thing, or say thank you, which we officially call the thank you note. So she has to come on screen once again to give a thank you note. So Dr. Bindya, can we have you on screen? Yes.
Yes, yes. And I'm having some internet issues, so I just switched off my video. But I wanted to thank a lot of people for at least 5-10 minutes, which I'm not going to do. We are already over time. I'm going to thank everyone, the team members, the panelists, and Pati sir and Bak.
Yeah.
And with this.
Yeah, so you are having network problems, but I think we got the sentiment. You really want to thank everyone, and I think everybody understands that. So Dr. Pati, Dr. Davinder, Ashutosh, Harpreet, Simran, Preet, Nupur, and Yatin, all the panelists, and then all the members of the team, Science Rock, Cyrox Club, Science Club of GNDU, our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Jaspal Singh Sandhu, who has always been encouraging these kind of activities. And this has really, really been a pleasure working under his supervision. And all the members of the club who has helped in organizing us so many activities, and all the students who participated from various colleges. It is actually the main, I mean, I really loved that part. I mean, having contributions from colleges that they are associating with us, that's very, really wonderful. And as we promised, we are going to give some certificates to select a few candidates who have actually provided some very meaningful and insightful points. And we will announce to you personally. I guess that is what Bindya's plan was. So we have noted down your names, whosoever has raised good concerns and asked good questions, and we are going to reward you by certificates. And apart from that, we will be giving you participation certificates also. And with that, I would like to say goodbye to everyone. Thanks for being here and all the panelists. And this is Dr. Venus from Science Club signing off. And yeah, I hope to see you sometime soon again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.